Hey guys, how's it going and welcome back for another Total War video with the Terminator. Rise of Mordor, the Lord of the Rings mod for Total War Attila received some pretty unfortunate news yesterday. Warner Brothers, the company that owns the rights to the Lord of the Rings movies, have issued a copyright infringement claim against the team, leading to the mod being promptly removed from MODDB. The team made an announcement on the Discord server and on the official MODDB page saying the mod had to be removed, with details on how they are currently in talks with the Warner Brothers copyright team to resolve the issue, but for the moment you can download the mod on NEXUSMODS where it is still available. Now, lots of people are talking about the news on Discord and on Reddit, asking about what it means for the mod and its future, and potentially assuming the worst. So, what I want to do here in this video is give you some short-term implications of this news, context about why the claim has been made, and what it means for the future of Rise of Mordor. So let's get started. First of all, the mod is definitely not dead. Development is still very much alive with regular updates being provided on the mod's Discord server, and the dev team have specifically stated that this does not mean the mod has been completely taken down. So if you're worried about that, then don't be, because it's all good. Secondly, you can still access and download the mod on the Rise of Mordor NEXUSMODS page. I've added a link in the video description below, so if you've been meaning to get the mod while you still can, it's still there, and any updates or patches that come out for the mod will be there as well. If you've been using the mod off of MODDB, you just need to switch to NEXUSMODS essentially. Thirdly, at the moment at least, Rise of Mordor is the only mod that has been contacted with regards to a copyright claim. Third Age for Medieval 2 hasn't received any claims that I know of, which means this is probably an isolated incident. It's definitely not a case of Warner Brothers cracking down on Total War Lord of the Rings mods in general, which is a good thing. Hopefully some of these initial points answer your questions and allay any fears. The mod is alive and kicking, and I'll be keeping a close eye on any future developments, but personally, there are still questions around the whole thing. What rights do Warner Brothers actually own? Why make a claim now when the mod has been in development for a few years? Will it get removed from NEXUSMODS as well? I'm going to try and answer all of these questions in the rest of the video here. After a quick Google search, I found that the Lord of the Rings intellectual property overall is owned by a company called Middle-earth Enterprises. Warner Brothers actually only owns the rights to the Lord of the Rings movies, produced by New Line Cinemas, a subsidiary of Warner Brothers, and subsequently any material related to the movies directly are infringing on those rights. So the issue here, in a nutshell, is that Rise of Mordor doesn't actually have official consent from the IP owners of the Lord of the Rings movies, Warner Brothers, to use their content designs to create this mod. Even if the mod is free and the developers aren't gaining anything commercially from it, there is an infringement on property owned by Warner Brothers in its creation. Everything from Uruk-hai weapons to the Mumakils of the Haradrim to the building assets used in the mines of Moria, everything is subject here to copyright infringement, essentially. This is also not the first time a claim has been made against the mod, by the way. In 2018, when Rise of Mordor was first released on the Steam Workshop, it had to be removed due to some sort of infringement on the Steam Workshop or Creative Assembly terms of use for modding, citing mods based entirely off another intellectual property are against the terms of service. Despite all of this, though, it's worth noting that projects like Rise of Mordor, as long as it's not commercialized, are usually a good thing for the original IP owners. It's free advertising for them. So on that basis, I'm personally not that worried about whether this is going to escalate to a full-blown mod shutdown, and I'm not convinced you should be either. But there are two possible scenarios I can see this getting worse for Rise of Mordor. The first scenario is the fact that the Lord of the Rings Amazon TV series is being released later this year, and reportedly Amazon has made a deal with Warner Brothers to use some of the designs from the movies. This is a commercial project, so it may not actually matter at all for Rise of Mordor, but there may be something related to that here in terms of if there are designs being used in this way by Amazon, Warner Brothers could issue the same kind of ultimatum for Rise of Mordor, as many of the designs used there are from the movies. This could lead to a cease and desist of the mod unless a deal is agreed between the devs and the company. The The second potential scenario involves Creative Assembly, and it's actually something that the modders mention in the MODDB post about the mod being taken down, as Warhammer 3 is the final installment in this Total War series, and as clearly CA has been making a lot of money from fantasy-type Total War, they may already be in talks with Warner Brothers to look into a series of Lord of the Rings Total War games after Warhammer 3 is released. This could explain why the mod was removed from Steam in the first place as well, and why Warner may be cracking down on it now. If that is the case, I would imagine that a cease and desist would come eventually, and that even Medieval 2's Third Age mod or other mods like this will get a cease and desist as well, because Creative Assembly would essentially be creating their own version. Personally, I think that this is definitely in the realm of possibility. Warhammer has done very well for CA, and a Lord of the Rings Total War game or games would probably be just as lucrative, if not more. And with the Amazon series coming out later this year, it could just be the perfect time to do it. Overall, with all the information that we have right now, everything we know about this copyright claim, there's nothing to say that this is the end for Rise of Mordor. There's nothing out there pointing out to a potential Lord of the Rings Total War game either, and it's still very early days in terms of what this claim means for the mod or other mods like Third Age. For now, we have nothing to worry about, guys. The mod is still available in NEXUSMODS, and development is still barreling forward. The Rise of Mordor team are also in direct talks with the Warner Brothers copyright team regarding the claim, so hopefully this all finds an amicable solution very soon. I mean, we've been waiting so long for a campaign for the mod, and I would personally really hate to see all their work be wasted this far into development, as I'm sure many of you would be as well. So fingers crossed all of this gets resolved. And that's it for today, guys. Rise of Mordor may have had their page removed from MODDB, but the community they've built here, including myself, backs it up 100%, and hopefully Warner Brothers don't escalate the issue any further. And if CA are planning on making a Lord of the Rings Total War, they need to at least consider hiring these guys because they well deserve it. As I said, you can download the mod if you haven't done it already from the NEXUSMODS page, which I've linked below in the video description. It is definitely possible that the mod could come back to MODDB following an agreement between the two parties, but in the event that doesn't happen, NEXUSMODS is where Rise of Mordor will be. If you have any questions at all or any thoughts, drop them in the comment section below. I'm happy to answer anything you may have as much as I possibly can. Alternatively, you can reach out to the mod devs directly as well on their Discord server, which I've linked below, where you can also get future news and developments around the claim and the mod. Hope you enjoyed this video, guys, and found it informative. Subscribe for more Total War content, gameplay, and news, and consider supporting the channel by becoming a member or buying a coffee. I'd really appreciate it. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.